Hey, Soul Family. I'm so grateful to see you guys here. It's such a beautiful way for me to have my weekend. So, tonight we have a bit to get through. There's a lot of astrology happening for the week, and I just want to pop up some of your comments as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And I think I just saw a little fairy as we were starting as well. And yeah, looking forward to hearing how you guys are going. I know with me being very sensitive to energy, I've already been feeling the Mercury retrograde energy coming in for the last couple of weeks. Maybe drop me a purple heart if you guys have been feeling the Mercury retrograde energy coming up as well. So we're going to be looking into that, as well as we've also got the Leo new moon, which will be on the 4th. So we're actually on the 4th today. So I haven't looked up the specific time, but I'm imagining it might be a little bit later tonight. So before we get into that, let me also just remind you guys that my potions are available, and I'm really enjoying hearing your comments and like what's your favorite, and even seeing a few photos of your rituals. Please tag me in it if you're on Instagram or Facebook. I love seeing your rituals. Tim, you've been doing some beautiful rituals, and I've also seen Lisa and Emma DiMartino as well doing some gorgeous rituals. So I'm drinking Cleansing Vibes. I just thought that it was a really good one to continue with this energy that we started with the show this week, where we were talking about cleansing baths and potions. So I've got it in my lovely Phoenix drink bottle with the crystals in it that my friend John gave me. So yeah, please do jump on over and go check out the different potions and the affirmations. Let me know which one you've been drawn to. And I also have my readings available. So you can see here on solreta.com, this will take you straight through into Maison Jupiter. It's just got a little bit more information about what I do for work. But essentially, the Starseed reading and the Mystical Oracle reading, you will get an aura drawing. If you're looking at really feeling more into like your background with starseed energy, or like perhaps like where you've had different lifetimes or soul incarnations to do with like the ET side of it, starseed is the way to go. Otherwise, mystical oracle, we can look into whether it's relationships, we can look into career, we can look into soul mission. It really is tailored and catered to my clients, and I love doing both those readings as well as the holistic wellness. But please use Jupiter to get 10% off as the code. And I'll just bring back up my window. But yeah, it's so lovely to see you guys here. So coming up tomorrow or later tonight, we have the Leo full moon here. So this is really good for Leo and Taurus energy. There was a couple other signs as well. I didn't write it down because it's been a very busy week. But yeah, we'll look into like with the cards as well, what we can do. But I really feel that this is our time to shine with this Leo new moon. So everything that we want to get done or we want to birth and bring into the world, try and have like your list or your manifestation ritual written up beforehand. And I can see my beautiful friends joining. Hey, John, lovely to see you here. And I love it how everyone says hi to each other in the chat. And I can see what Jodie's saying as well, being feeling super tired the last 2 days, purging. So yeah, I'm noticing that there's a lot of sickness seems to be around, out and about, like at the shops or just sort of like in community and things too. So there is a lot of purging going on, but we do have the Mercury retrograde coming up. And you guys know that I talk about, blasts from the past happening with Mercury retrograde. So you might be having some bump-ins to exes or them trying to reconnect and things. The other thing that we see with the Mercury retrograde is this feeling of being held back or a feeling of delay or frustration. So when we know this, we can sort of take a deep breath, regulate our nervous systems, and really try and kind of calm what's happening. The other thing we have that we're leading up into is the Lion's Gate. And you guys know Elena has the beautiful activation. So make sure to sign up for that over on Maison Jupiter if you guys are doing that too. And we also are going to have on the 18th. So I'm looking a little bit further in than just this week, just because we've got such an intense energy. You can probably hear Lyra in the background. She's playing on the stairs. But anyway, so on the 18th, we're going to have a Mercury Cazimi as well. So there's going to be a few placements that will look we'll look a little bit more in depth to in the next week, but just know that everything is sort of leading up to this that we're about to go through astrology wise. And for my 3-card pick that will be coming up on Monday with Mason Jupiter, I will be looking into past lives. So we're actually going to be looking in with some of the past life decks that I've bought, the Time Traveler's Oracle and the past life energy. So I can't wait to see what comes up and to see like where we explore and go to with that. So let's have a look into these energies and what we need to know for this week ahead. And let me know if you've had Mercury retrograde energy. Just drop a little purple heart with this. For empaths and for healers and mystics and psychics and tarot readers, we tend to experience before a lot of people. I think it's so that we purge and we get through stuff before our clients do, so that we can help hold space. And we've already sort of been through our stuff. And I can see Jim with the purple heart as well. So sending you a lot of love, Jim. And I love seeing your post and your Facebook pictures and things that you put out. So let's have a look. And I can just feel everyone's energy collectively together. What's beautiful is I actually see all of us holding space. So it's almost the word, the untouchables, is the word that I'm getting from spirit. And I'm seeing this beautiful white energy surrounded by blue. It's a few different shades of blue. If I was going to try and grab something that looks similar, it would be this kind of whitey blue. And I'm just seeing more purple hearts as well. So it looks like a few of us are going through a little early Mercury retrograde activation. And yeah, things like electricals breaking down. I just had the air fryer had to go this week as well. So yeah, lots of little things like that. And yeah, you can probably still hear her in the background playing. So I've got 5 cards. We'll feel into these before we flip them over. I do actually have some light language coming through. So Spirit's actually wanting to give us a bit of a lift and a boost to do with our energy and us working together as soul family. So I'll translate in a second. Malo sonara te kaya na hala to alo sonara. Ia shala nara te kaya na heta alo. Mia nara te kalo ho sonara te keheaya. Ala nara te kaya la hena to koya. Ia shala nara te kaya yo la herna. Mia sala na to kaya ya la hernaya. Ia sana no la kaya la nia to kaya yala. Mia shala nara te kaya na halo to koer. Ia sala nara te kaya yo no hale hator. So basically what Spirit was showing me, I kept hearing about like rest like your heavy or weary head with us. So I do feel as a soul group, Spirit is wanting to step in to kind of surround us in this beautiful energy of uplifting and protection. And I can see Ken saying having a headache the last 3 days. I hope you feel better soon. So things like this sometimes will come up more in Mercury retrogrades as well. So yeah, hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. I tend to notice too with the headache side of things, because we are going into the Mercury energy and Mercury ruling the mental mind. So really looking at what is it that we're stressing, that we're worrying about. Huge messages around like surrender and release has also been what's been coming through from Spirit over the last 3 days. So maybe that headache could be in synchronistic synergy with that. And I can see Ocean saying as well, feeling a wonderful new moon energy. It's been intense because I've been releasing. Yeah, I really feel that Spirit's wanting us to be in this energy of knowing that we're all in it together, which is very different to some other readings. I actually feel that Spirit's really saying we are now working kind of as a group in our manifestations and in the healing and things that we're doing. Hello, Lisa. Working together in this way. So let's flip these over. Thank you, Jody. And yeah, definitely, John, we need to ask them for help. That's so true. And I'm going to flip these over. Oh, wow. So we're about to go through another upgrade. So this would be hold tight, buckle up, and I can see Ange saying as well, wanting to ground more than usual. Same. I'm actually looking into getting some grounding sheets. I've got my birthday coming up, so I think there's a few people looking out for grounding sheets in my family as a present. But yeah, so we have the Hanged Man, the enlightened, illuminated one, and we see here that he's breaking out of this grid, he's breaking out of this box. We also see that there's a plasma energy at the top with the sun and the upgrades and things coming in. Oh, Rebecca, so lovely to see you. Hi to Joe as well. And I'm so sorry to hear about your baby cat as well. Really, really sad. I'm sending you guys extra love this week. Oh, and you're so welcome. I love reading for you guys, and it was a fun birthday present for both of you as well. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Tim. So yeah, coming up on the 15th is my birthday and Joe's. So yeah, we can see here there's expanded knowledge and things, but see how there's the element of surrender. So what Spirit was saying to us about that surrender energy, we can definitely see this. And we can see here with the Princess of Swords, this is almost a little bit sometimes what it can feel like going through a Mercury retrograde. It's where we get like the technical breakdowns and the difficulties, and it feels like that, you know, we're in a never-ending sort of cycle sometimes. But Princess of Swords, relax, surrender, come back into the heart energy. Don't get swept up in a lot of this mental fatigue, is the word that Spirit's also giving me. So we see she's trying to fight like this mental sword game, but there's a reminder to come back into the heart. And just as I think it was Jody saying too, like about feeling to ground. So we see she's on a chimney. You don't want your chimney to turn into a tower. So this is where we do need to ground, and we need to, oh, and I can see Parrots sending you a bit of love too, honey. With yeah, it's a frustrating thing with cars and things. And I think a lot of people are feeling the pressure financially and things at the moment with this energy. So please do make a little ritual tonight around this Leo new moon, because we want to be setting up the energy that we're walking into as well. And yeah, Queen of Disc, this for me is really putting it out there. We see here the 5D sphere and the Merkaba within the cube on her wand. So she shouldn't even have this wand, but we see it's Capricorn energy. So this is, even if you feel unsupported, or if you feel that, you know, you've been waiting to do things like with other people, I actually feel this energy with the Leo new moon is going forth and shining and doing it anyway. So this is also interesting because we have Capricorn energy twice. So we have the card of power. So we see with the Queen of Disc, this is really like sort of stepping back, reassessing your energy, and with the power card too, empathically protecting yourself. We see this moat or this water, and then we see Ace of Swords. So please don't feel that you need to hurry up and get things done. I actually feel like this is about sitting in your power, meditating, grounding, really looking at like what it is that you do want to create, and then letting it come through. But it's after a moment of surrender. So let's see what advice Spirit has around this kind of surrender. And yes, definitely, Ocean, make time for self-care. So we'll have a look to the Mythios Tarot to have a look what the Greek gods and goddesses are giving us in terms of advice around this surrender. I almost feel like we need to surrender in order to bring through this divine inspiration that's going to come in. So, you know, sometimes when we're stressing, say all these cards representing like the energy we're putting out and stressing. Yeah, that's so true, Jake. So if we're thinking about we're constantly trying to push out and create and things, we're actually not making space for higher energies to come through. And what I mean by that, oh, hey, Emma, is higher inspiration. So sometimes we might be trying to create or force something from the mental mind. I actually feel Spirit is trying to intervene and help us. It's like a Four of Cups energy where we're too busy to see that fourth cup coming in. Yeah, so I've noticed a few people feeling a little bit down. And plum dessert, I actually dyslexically read desert plum. I felt like or cherry plum, I think I read, which was a bark flower energy. So maybe have a look into cherry plum, because cherry plum is actually an essence that you can use when you're feeling down. It's for the sort of like that deep doom and gloom type feel, or even if we're feeling it lightly. Interesting enough, cherry plum is actually a Leo essence. So have a look into that, Britt Marie. and see how that feels. So we've got 6 of Coins, Queen of Cups, 3 of Swords, Knight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and 10 of Wands. So there is a lot that it looks like that we need to surrender. 6 of Coins, though, this is for me coming into that beautiful heart energy. So with this, it's Leo, it's Taurus, and it's Moon energy. In my favorite deck, it has a Mary Magdalene rose right in the center, and it usually represents that we're getting like a stronger, more steady foundation. What we know with Taurus is slow and steady wins the race. They'll do it on their own time. And so sometimes this is more about trusting into that divine timing. With the Venus energy that comes with this card too, this is also about like letting the magic pour in. So say, for example, like with my potions, even though they took a long time to get the design just perfect, I'm so glad that I took the time, that I didn't rush it, because the beauty and the Venus magic and energy that's in it, oh, I love that. Definitely a good thing to do, especially with the Venus energy that we've got here. And Queen of Cups. So this is actually time to, recognize like where you're pouring into everyone else. Where can you sort of be pouring back more in on yourself is what we're seeing with this Queen of Cups too. And I feel like this is really how you were saying, like Jody, about the flowers, really like self-nurturing at the moment too. And yeah, it does. It always makes you smile having those beautiful flowers there. So we have 3 of Swords, Knight of Wands. With this Mercury energy too, there might be some things that are also, thank you, Lisa. So there might also be, with 3 of Swords energy coming up, with this nurturing, there's a bit of a release. So we are going through a bit of a purge. Remember, we have each other as a community too, which is what was coming up at the start, was being in this beautiful soul group energy together. So Knight of Wands, this is more making slower spiritual movements. It's not like time to sort of like fully invest and go all in, is what we're seeing. But we do see a Wheel of Fortune come in naturally and organically from this little movement. So the more that you're pouring in and nurturing to self at the moment and doing a bit of this self-care work, and this is Taurus energy again. So Taurus does sort of more rule like around the home. It can rule around finance. So it might be about pulling back on finance and spending a little bit for this week. We do have a 10 of Wands too. So please notice if you're feeling that you really need to surrender or discard some of these wands. And yeah, I can see Mel saying as well, feeling really stressed. We can see it like in the cards, as well as like with the astrology. And definitely we need to look at it as positive ways to release. If you guys didn't catch the episode that I did, I think it was just about 2 days ago, on cleansing potions and baths, it really was centered around the cleansing vibes potion, but how we can use and utilize cleansing into all areas. And I do have an intriguing story for what happened last night and this morning to share with you guys. So because this veil between worlds is getting super thin at the moment, and my partner deals with like a lot of antiques and things. So he was actually working really late around a lot of antiques in a warehouse, and had a encounter with the spirit. So yeah, I could definitely feel, that energy of being watched. Thank you, Britt Marie. That's so sweet of you. And I can't wait to hear which one you love the most. So what I noticed was, this morning I was sitting here and I was just drying my hair, and something on my desk totally moved by itself. So I said that to my partner, and he's like, oh, wow, that's like, yeah, wow. Exactly what I was just saying, Lisa. So I'm like, oh my gosh, something just moved on my desk. He's like, funny you say that, because last night, while I was working, this happened, and was telling me all about it. So we have the little cauldron out this morning, and I was saging him. I actually used burdock root this morning, which is a highly protective incense, and I had some other little resins and things in there too. So we did a little bit of that before he left the house, and I just went over everything. So please also take extra care in terms of protection energetically at the moment as well. Thanks, Tim. Yeah. And I felt to do that show on cleansing. And I think it was divine timing because I had sort of put the poster up ahead of time, but we definitely need it for this week. So have a look at like where you're even being oppressed in any way, because 10 of Wands is the card of oppression. And what's interesting is like with my partner, who's very strong, like tough Aussie male guy, they do not get scared easily. I'm not saying that he was scared, but he definitely noticed there was an energy of being watched and something there. Yeah. So please, like energetically cleaning your space and things at the moment, and especially if you're going into antique stores or anything like that. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I love actually they're my favorite three too. But then there'll be times where I really need like a little bit of heal a broken heart or love potion. Just depends. It's such like an alchemical decision. So let's have a look at what our spirit is saying for this week, because we do have some magic coming in as well. This Mercury retrograde does feel very different to other retrogrades. They keep giving me the word slingshot too, but it's almost like we need to build upon the energy before we release it. So this is why this nurturing and things. The other thing that they're talking about is party season, is the name or the words that they're giving me around this. So it could also be like energizing and getting ready for party season, whereas traditionally in a Mercury retrograde, we usually, oh, lovely. So yeah, traditionally in a Mercury retrograde, we will be feeling tight under the covers. And yeah, so I do feel a bit like we're preparing for a party or something like that. I love hearing like what your favorites are. And yeah, we have seen things in the antique store actually like move across tables. We've had one time there was a dog barking. This was like midnight. We were in there, and I need to get a ghost cam or something so that we can film stuff and show it to you guys because it is really intriguing. But yeah, one night we were in there and there was a dog barking. So we walked down the aisles, and when that happened, I'm like, I think it's time to go because there's no dog in here. We walked down the aisles. There was a toy dog fallen in the middle of the aisles of the shop. This dog had no like squeaker or anything like that, but audibly we heard a dog barking. So yeah, really, really interesting stuff. Let's flip this over. And I can see Rainbow Sun as well. Vision Quest. Yeah, I love the color. I really tried to think of the colors and things with this. So we have 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 7 of Cups, and King of Wands. So this is more for sort of like later towards when we're starting to get through the end of this week is what I'm feeling with this. We're going to be stepping more towards 8 of Pentacles. So at the moment, buckle down. We're together as a group riding this storm out. And I do feel that it's possibly over the next 2 to 3 days is what they're showing me with this buckle down for the storm type feeling. And yeah, amethyst is a beautiful one as well. This is really good for helping to remember dreams as well. Yeah, I'm obsessed with it too. So are my kids, we love it. We're in a witchy household. So yeah, 8 of disc, and we also have 6 of wands. So this is Virgo and Sun energy. We also see that this is coming into new timelines, moving ahead. And as we were saying, party season. So we have the card of like celebration and things. We have a 7 of cups. So I feel that there's still other timelines open to us. But it's almost like we need to not scatter or put our energies into multiple things. So we don't want to be filling up each of the individual cups. We want to maintain this groundedness, this sense of peace, and then it'll be almost like one cup, kind of glowing and like highlighting to come forward. And we've got King of Wands. So that's when we'll be able to move forward. And here we have Leo energy showing up again. So definitely we're preparing to move into party season as well. And I can see Jake buying a Merkaba. How cool are they? I've got one somewhere too. I need to dig it out. And let's have a look into the Alice deck. There's something they're wanting to show me. I keep getting the words innocence and wisdom is like what's coming up. So let's have a look. There's something around tapping into this is interesting. They're showing me reflecting as well when we're in this space. This might be inner child work, but the other essence of like what they're giving me too. Yes, please add lemon if if you guys have got the I Am That Witch potion, just 1 or 2 drops of lemon in that blue tea will turn it purple. It's a really cool thing. And I love to put my potion like on my phone if I'm doing it with the kids, and shine your torch and have it going through a glass teapot or a glass cup, and you'll see the light like with the potion changing color. It's really cool. You'll need another phone to film it. But let's have a look with this innocent energy that they're sort of showing. I feel like it's really to protect your space, and I'm getting deja vu. This is so interesting. I almost feel like it's a little bit of like there was a timeline that we're being pulled back into with this inner child stuff. For some of you, I feel that this is about reassessing your dreams that you might have wanted. So it might be looking into like with career for some of you for this week as well, what it is that you wanted to do when you were younger, and having a look at like if that's still a possibility. We have a 2 of teacups, which is love. And this is sometimes so that with the lemon, it's for the vision quest. So that's the blue tea, the blue potion, a couple of drops of lemon, and it will turn it purple. And we're talking like indigo purple. It's magic. It's like amethyst, essentially. So we have the card of judgment and 2 of cups. I feel some of you guys are weighing up whether it's relationships or work and things at the moment. I do feel it's really to head back to like what it was. We've got Queen of Wands, which is Queen of Flowers in this deck. So I do feel it is to really look at like where you may have held yourself back through fear, and where you could start to put like a little bit of confidence or do your research over this week too around this. But I feel it's coming back to like your hopes and dreams and things before people shut you down. So we've got a 2 of Swords, which is 2 of Spheres, and a Page of Flowers, which is Page of Wands. So 2 of Swords, this is coming into peace. This is really coming into like what your inner vision is, not just what you were told from the outside. So with the 2 of Swords, sometimes we're hearing, what our parents have said to us, what the teachers have said, but this is really about like listening to your deep inner voice as well. And yeah, Page of Wands, Page of Flowers. This is starting just to make like little movements towards this, but I feel for a few of you, this feels like big energies have changed. So some of you might be further ahead, some of you might be reflecting in this, but I do feel there's a little bit of timeline changing for a lot of us this week. So definitely have a look into what we were saying around like this Leo new moon and putting your energy forth as well. And I'm still going to catch up on your channel, Jake. I need to get on there and subscribe and watch. I can't wait to catch up. And it's exciting to see like you and Lisa putting out content, and we've got Alison putting out content as well. Let's have a look in the Tony Carmine Salerno cards and see what's coming up. I've got this deck here, Heart and Soul. And let's see what the message is. Oh, hey, Emma. Thank you for joining us too. So we've just been going over some of the Mercury retrograde energy, and this card has come up. And look at this. This is like quite detailed. It almost looks like Libra energy a little bit too. We see a lot of third eye activation. There's with the cross, there's almost like a coiled type energy too, but definitely looks like a seer or mystic energy coming out of these eyes and the third eye. So I'll read this to you. Thanks, Tim. So it is a matter of it is not a matter of containing your emotions. Rather, the opposite is required. You must express your emotions in order to heal them. Say what you feel, be gentle, be truthful. Do not blame anyone for the process, especially yourself. All emotions can be transformed by love. A conscious desire to do this is all it takes. It's okay to feel the way that you do. And the other card that I have is this one, which is more of a mystic energy. Have you noticed the third eye activation in both of these? There really is where we're being asked to look intrinsically deeper into our heart energy, into the self. So it says, do not discount your imagination, for it is though an inspired thought that something beautiful is created. You will soon be inspired by an inner vision. Your imagination is real. It can and will become your reality if you trust the power of love. The imagination and the power of creative force is full of endless possibilities. So really interesting around third eye energy, scaling this energy back this week for at least like the next 2 to 3 days before moving forward with certain things was what I was being shown. And I just also want to ask if there's any action that we need to take. So let me just get this black and white deck, put it all together. And that's so true, Ocean. Everything does change when there is more love. And that's also true as well. Imagination is our superpower. So I did mention on the potion show that I'm wanting to create a challenge for us to do together. And yeah, it's so beautiful, isn't it, Jake? So with this challenge for us to do together, it will more be kind of like a little party. And I'm looking at doing it perhaps over Zoom. So please drop me maybe like a celebration kind of emoji or a party emoji in the chat. But I am looking at doing where we all come together and we have a video chat. So because like we all live so far apart and so many of my gorgeous clients are isolated and alone and don't have other people that are awake within their town. So I really want to have where we can all chat together. But my intention for this is to practice the Robert, I think it's Milligan's, he does a 16, or he has done in the past, like where he's, oh, cool. So I can see we have a couple interested. But yeah, so he did a thing where he literally repeated the same affirmation for 16 hours straight. I don't know if I can do this 16 hours. If I'm encouraged by you guys, I think we could do it together. But I was thinking, how about we start out and maybe do a meditation at the start of this idea? And if you can do the 16 hours, that's cool. And if you need to do it in your own time, because I know we're on different time zones, but I was thinking if I was doing a video where we start out together, and it might be like your 7 p.m. or something if you're in the Eastern time zone, which might be like my 7 a.m. or something like that, or 9. I'll have to look at conversion. But yeah, so I will give you guys a little bit of warning. So please stay tuned, like onto social and things. But what we will do is a meditation to set it up. I'm going to have my potion as a ritual focus point. And I'm also perhaps going to pre-prepare smoothies as well, so that I don't have to do anything other than recite my affirmation of what I'm calling in. And the cards that we have for taking action, yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to do together. And I really want to be in the same room with all of you as close as we can without paying for airfares and without having to like get coordinated. So it's like we do what we can. So I was thinking that's probably the best way to get together. But I'm seeing this also even further where we're talking about this blue energy that came through with the light language and around us all sort of like sitting and being held together. Interesting, Kat. Fireworks going off. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, it's actually the sun is out today, so it's really beautiful. Probably cold outside, but so for action this week, Mother of Swords. So I do feel that I need to get to work on creating this little event for us. So I'm thinking perhaps like around 2 weeks from now. So if you guys are looking into working with an intention that will work with, whether it's abundance, whether it's calling your power back, have a look at a statement of what you want to have and affirm. So say, for example, it might be that you have like your dream job and you're so happy and fulfilled, or it might be that you are so happy and in love with your divine soulmate energy as well. So, have a look at like what it is that you want to work with. It might be monetarily. It might be that you have, $10,000. Whatever it is, we're going to be affirming it over and over again. It's called robotic affirming. So please have a look. If you do want to focus on a potion to work with, please order, because we will be doing it in about 2 weeks time from now. So we have the moon card, the Mother of Swords. So she's all about freedom, liberation, sort of speaking her mind. She's about letting go of contracts and things too. So going forward with this, we also have a 7 of Wands, which is a card of Leo energy again. It's called a card of valor and strength. It is a victory, or a little bit of a victory comes before this, but it's also a reminder of what you've you've crossed has brought you strength. We also see here an 8 of Cups and a 10 of Swords in reverse. So in terms of, our action to take, this is like walking over past things and destruction. So I do feel that this will help propel us further forward with doing this event. It does look like it's going to leap us out of a lot of crap. Just to be very Australian, we're gonna be eliminating a lot of crap, a lot of garbage. So I am actually going to do the smoothies and the teas that day and do an internal cleanse. I'm still doing parasite cleanse stuff as well at the moment. You guys might want to join me in that, but please look out for an announcement. I'm just literally working out the technical side of it. I've written up a whole thing that I'm going to do. So we will do meditation, but I love you all very, very much. And please remember that I do have personal sessions available at the moment. I'm going to have a little bit of time off soon around my birthday, and I might change things around and open up a little bit because I had originally blocked off to go to the States, but it looks like I'm going to go a little bit later this year. So please head on over to maceonjupiter.com. If you want to read a little bit more about what I do, I have heaps on solreta.com. And yeah, please have a look at like what your focus point that you want. And of course, it doesn't have to be one of the potions, if that's out of your range at the moment. But I do feel that it is really good. There's more information that I have too around the 66 days of manifestation. So I'm going to be using this as a launch here it is. So it takes about 66 days for manifestation, but this 16-hour challenge that we will start with the meeting will launch us into kind of really keeping on track and on target. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining. Have a beautiful rest of the weekend. And I wish I could pop all your comments up. All right, bye.